Right guys, welcome back to the channel and to this hobby log of Stormcast Eternal Lord Commander Bastion Carthalos. Of course, a massive thank you to Games Workshop for sending this out for me to review, build up and paint. So let's jump straight in and have a quick look at it. Now, one thing I have noticed when I very quickly looked at the rules when we got the Stormcast book is this hammer is better than Galmaraz. That shouldn't be the case. So I don't like that. I don't like that idea. But you know, they've got to sell the new hotness. So let's see how hot this guy actually is. Now he is available to pre-order right now if you're watching this. So he's on a 50mm base, so not that big really. Fully scenic base, and it can be built one of two ways by the looks of it. I might have to double check the rules actually and see which way we're going to build them. Don't think it makes a difference to the rules. I think they're just two different poses perhaps. Yeah, there's a lot of details. Fully scenic base as well. Only two quite small sprues, so I want to go and check the rules, make sure there's no difference, and get them built. And there we go, not too bad to actually build and put together. Very, very easy. No really complex parts. The awkwardest bit was probably this band under the shoulder pad and getting the shoulder pad on. I went for the helmet. I don't really like painting faces, and I just think the single-handed pose is so much more menacing than the two-handed. I have left the cloak off. You can see there it'll just slide in and tuck under the shoulder pad, because I think this will be easy to paint here and obviously the inside of the cloak. Yeah, and then the scenic base, it covers almost all of the base, so I'm just going to add a tiny bit of sand or astrid granite to the very, very tips there before I go and prime it. But yeah, I think it's going to be a very menacing looking figure. We're not going to paint him up gold. We're going to paint him up in Lucy's home colours for her Stormcast Eternals, which will be amethyst purple. So I'm going to go and prime this, and then we'll come out and get some airbrushing done on him. Right, so there we go. He's all primed up with some nice matte black. I'm going to base coat the whole model in coat to arms amethyst purple. If anybody remembers the old hexagonal shaped screw top paints from the start of 3rd edition, this is basically the same paint as what it was. Yeah, coat to arms are basically the old paint provider of GW. The cloak I left separate, like I mentioned. I'm going to actually paint this with a Baden black because the matte black, it's okay, but I don't like it as a base for what I want to do with the cloak. And then of course we've got the base as well. I don't just want to do this grey, so I'm going to have a think about what extra I'm going to try and add to this. But let's get this guy painted up in amethyst purple. I just want to take this moment to say a massive thank you to all of the Patreons that have continued to support the channel. Thank you very much, guys. Also, if you do like what you see in these videos, please consider pressing that subscribe button. Leave a comment down below, like or dislike the video. It all helps. Thank you very much. So now that that has dried, we're going to give it a zenithal highlight with this colour from scale 75. This is Amethyst Alchemy. It's not quite as rich purple, it's got a lot more silver in it, so we're just going to do a top-down zenithal with this colour. So I've started doing some of the base colours. We've dry brushed the base grey. I'm going to do the soil in like a brown, I think, and then obviously paint the skulls and stuff. So that's just dry brushed a couple of different greys. Eshin, Dawnstone, Celestra and Ulthwan. For the guy himself, we painted the cloak using a Baden black, just to give it a nice flat coat essentially, and we painted the ribbon as well. Now though, we're going to airbrush the bottom of this cloak. I'm actually going to do it in Warlord Purple and just blend it up slightly and try and create some like a tint on the folds and stuff that are running vertical up here. Right, so there we go. I ended up doing a little bit of dry brushing using Screamer Pink, but the bulk of it was done with airbrush with the Warlord Purple. We even used the airbrush and did the edges here, and then I've just lightly dry brushed it. I've then painted in obviously all the silver panels, the hammer, the beard, and then obviously the gold as well. So we're going to let them dry. I'm going to wash the silver using Druchii Violet, and I'm going to wash the golds using Seraphim Sepia, and then we're going to get them highlighted up. Alright, so we're getting there. I've done quite a bit of work on the base. I've used Zandri Dust here with a bit of Agrax, Rakarth Flesh for the skulls, Leadbelcher and Stormhorse Silver for the chains. And then I used some yellow and red contrast and just blended them in for the flames. On the guy himself, you can see here the gold, it's dulled down just a little bit with that sepia, ready to be highlighted up. You can see here on the beard and the chest plate, and in particular the axe, the hammer, the purple tinge just comes through nicely. We're going to highlight that up with Stormhorse Silver, and we're going to use Sigmarite to highlight the gold, and I think he's going to be nearly done. And there we have it, Bastion Carthalos painted up in Lucy's custom colours. I really enjoy painting this. It's something completely different. I haven't painted any Lucy Stormcast for years. It was nice to paint something a little bit different, even if it was pretty close to painting a Space Marine. It was still really cool. Hopefully we'll get to see him on the table in Lucy's army soon. But yeah, I really enjoyed this project, and of course a massive thank you to Games Workshop for sending this out for me to build and paint. But until next time guys, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.